One, two, three.
This is Kyle Galaz with Poor2Pro Car Sales Training Podcast. Become a sales titan. I love saying that intro. I especially love saying that intro when I have a future titan in front of me that booked a one-on-one. I love it when people book one-on-ones because I can literally see the difference between people that want to go to the elite status and then the people that are just kind of okay with their career being average, semi-average. So I'm going to introduce you to Connor. Connor booked a one-on-one and he said, let's get going. He gave me 4 great topics and we're going to go over them. Connor, why don't you introduce yourself? Tell us a little bit about yourself and what made you think about booking a one-on-one?
So my name's Connor French. I sell cars at auto centers in Bonne Terre. Um, in all reality, my brother got me in the car business. Wanted to go work with him with the ultimate goal of getting into car sales. Started in detail for about 2 years, worked my way up from there, and honestly, just been a salesman ever since.
Very cool. Very, very cool. It's neat that you know somebody in the car business because that can help bounce ideas off of them. You said
Hmm.
your brother?
Yeah.
I mean, what other better person to role play with that won't judge you?
Hmm.
But you guys have been goofing around since you're a kid, and messing up in front of that person is not a big deal. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
let me try again. So, how cool is it to have a brother in the business that you can role play, bounce ideas, and do that kind of stuff? And you know what? It's interesting about the car business. People come from all different walks of life. People come from all different ages, and the car business is a place that you can thrive and be truly paid what you're worth. In detail, you
Yeah.
you get paid what the boss says you get paid. In commission
Hmm.
car sales, you get paid what Connor is truly worth. So if you want the ultimate reality check, and if you're in sales of any type or car sales, you'll simply look at the paycheck and you say, "That's me," or "Oh, that's me," or "That's me," And so
Hmm.
that's what attracted me to car sales, Connor, and commission is because I want to get paid what I'm worth. It's like looking in,
Yeah.
it's truly a reflection of your worth
Hmm.
ethic on that the paycheck. So first and foremost, I want to say thank you for booking a one-on-one and spending your hard-earned
Thanks
money.
for having me.
Yeah, with Porter Pro. One thing I noticed in just this first minute or two with you is you have a lot of high energy in you. You're
Oh
energized.
yeah.
And that's good because, um, just like a fighter or a sports guy, you need the energy to perform. And it's no different. We're not burning physical calories on the car lot, but we're burning mental calories. That brain
I
burn.
don't know about that. I run the car a lot a little bit sometimes.
Well, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
For the most part, it's a mental game. I don't know if you've ever heard the statistic about chess players, but chess players burn just as many calories in a tournament as a different type of sport that's physical, because the mind can also burn calories. And when you're burning calories at work and you're hustling on the car lot, you can go home tired. And it's cool that a guy
Hmm.
like you has that kind of energy, probably plays sports and probably does all kinds of active stuff because that can translate on the car lot. Now,
Hmm.
sometimes we can have too much energy, and that couple that's a little bit slower can like, so taming that too can be a very important thing. But I like the energy that I call it sales titan energy, where nothing's going to
Hmm.
stop me. Just give me the tools so I can go cook, right? I can go work. So, Connor, it's awesome to meet you in person. So,
It's almost funny you saying the energy today. It's been just purchased our first house, me and my girlfriend, and I mean the past 2 weeks we've just been moving, and it's been exhausting.
that kind of life changes, and congrats on
Hmm.
that too. Life changes and all that stuff is hectic, but man, if you can handle buying a house and family and girlfriends and this and that and cars and selling and still be able to come out on top, you're the type of guy that can
Hmm.
handle anything really. I mean, anything you throw at Connor or the type of person Connor is, it's not going to phase you. Okay, let's do it. What do I need to do?
Hmm.
So good job on that, on purchasing the house. Are you in
Thank
the
you.
house right now?
Yep.
Very cool. Very cool. Those white
We've
walls.
only got some little things to move out of the apartment.
Well, it looks like a brand new house, judging by the color of the walls and the fan.
Hmm.
So let's go over your topics. Sold customer follow-ups is the first one. Second one is closing slash holding gross. The third one that you had was trade-in slash trade-in walk-arounds with customers. That's a good one. That's
Mm-hmm.
something that a lot of people miss. And then the fourth one is speaking with clarity. Clarity is very important. Speed of speaking is another thing, and what you're actually
Mm-hmm.
means a lot too. Do you have purpose with your sentences? Are you just filling the room with blah, So clarity, speed, and what you're saying we'll kind of go over too, because I want to be
Yeah.
get on those. So let's get into the first one. So you said sold customer follow-ups. So how long have you been selling cars now?
Uh, just under 2 years.
Okay, so you have a lot of sold customers, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Hundreds, really. I mean, over
Yeah, I think I average about 15 a month, give or take. So last year it was a 182, and then I have no idea on the year prior. It was 9 months.
Great job, man. 182 units is a lot of units
Mm-hmm.
for your first full year. Great job. So out of those 180 customers, how many have you physically talked to on the phone? Guesstimate, you don't have to be it right on. Physically talked to on the phone about their vehicle. How is it doing, etc.
Mm, probably under half.
And why is that, you think?
I don't know. I don't really have an answer.
That's okay. I like the honesty. Honesty is
Mm-hmm.
something I can work with. So, do you see value? Let's start there. Do you see value in your sold customers?
Oh, of course.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how important do you think a sold customer is to a salesperson?
Oh, it'd probably be a 10.
10. I agree.
Mm-hmm.
Think I think they're the most valuable thing a salesperson can have because first, they bought from you. How important is that? I mean, the fact
Mm-hmm.
that they're buying from you is the whole reason why you're there. I'm here to sell a car. You bought a car. Thank you. Give me a hug. Let's take a picture. Let's post this on Instagram and Facebook. Let's get you out there and let's celebrate that you purchased a car from me. Thank you, Mr. Customer. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. And you're going to hear from me from time to time. I'm going to bug you about how much you like the car, and I'm going to bug you about do you have any friends that are looking for a car? Okay. So when you see my call, don't put it to voicemail. Okay. I mean, you could also set them up, but
Yeah.
sold customers, I have a book called Sold is Gold. I'm not trying to do a plug, but the whole reason of the book, Sold is Gold, is because your sold customers are literally a gold mine. And for you to recognize it at least in your first couple years is amazing because a lot of people they'll go 5 years and they're still selling 10 cars a month, 12 cars a month, and they're like, how can I get more customers to come see me? Oh, I don't know. You have almost 1,000 sold customers that are just left to chance. So the sold customer is VIP because they did exactly what you go to work for. They bought a car, and second, they might buy more. And if one person buys a car from you, let's say in your personal circle, Connor, how many friends do you have that are like you could call them right now and say, "Hey, let's come over, let's watch a movie." That kind of friend.
Probably about 5 to 10, somewhere in there.
Hey, that's about right for me too. 5 to 10
Mm-hmm.
that could actually drive over. They're not, in another state or something. Maybe
Yeah.
more, but people that could actually come over. Okay, so let's say you have those 10 people at your house or your 5 people, and everyone's making popcorn and we're all having fun, and you just had the most wonderful experience at the car lot or say you bought the house, for instance, or whatever. The house is probably the best example. And you have a stack of those business cards from your real estate agent, and your buddies over are like, man, your house is freaking awesome. Thanks for having us over. And they're like, man, who did you buy it from? I want to get a house like that. And they have that stack of cards, right?
Mm-hmm.
Pass those cards out. Man, go see Cheryl. She sold us the house, or whatever her name was, or his name was that sold you the house. That's how important those sold customers are because they can do the advertising for you where you don't have to spend money, you don't have to make videos, you don't have to do all this. They're literally doing the work for you without you having to do it. And third party influence is very important. If they're saying it, it's true. Man, they got good deals. Truth. If you say it, oh, I got great deals, lie. That's how
Mm-hmm.
customers think of us. Oh, you're lying. there's a better deal. But if your customer says you got to go see Connor, he has a great, I've never seen salesmen so good. Plus, they got great deals. Truth. Okay, so that's also a very important part of our customers. So when you contacted those 60 or half of those people, what was the conversation like? What did you call them for?
I mean, keeping it short and sweet, seeing how the vehicle's going first and foremost, how they're doing.
Okay, so would you say that first call was within a month or a week or 2 months?
If I did make the call, yes.
Pretty close to the thing, to the sale.
Yeah.
Okay, so you made the sale. They definitely remember who you are because they had a great experience. And then you call them a week or two after because that's kind of mandatory. You got to call and ask about the surveys or anything I got to do. So really, you're doing the baseline. You're doing the baseline of what the dealership and the manufacturer asks of you. You're not
So in my store being a used dealership, don't have any of that.
okay. So you're just doing it out of goodwill to check on them. So that's
Yeah.
good. At least you're doing that. It's not a mandatory thing.
Hmm.
You're just doing the very basic. You're at least going above and beyond and calling. Now,
Yeah.
do you think your customers after a week or a month want to trade in that car?
Well, no. Well,
There's the
so,
kick here.
maybe one out of 182, but probably not.
But you get what I'm saying there, right? So
Hmm.
you call them a week or two after to check up on them, but that's not a time to ask, would you like to buy another car? That's
No.
the time to say, hey, I hope you like the car. I hope everything's going good. Remember to call me at any time. Please program my number in your phone. I'm going to send you my contact card. Program it in there. You need anything, even if it's a cup of coffee or a back scratch, call me. I'm here for you guys.
Hmm.
All right, thanks, Connor. I appreciate it. But you're not getting another sale out of that. So if you want to tap into more sales, what do you have to do?
Keep following up.
Yeah. So there's a saying I do. I don't know if I made it up. I like to take credit for it, but the vehicle, the relationship with your customer must outlast the vehicle you sold them. It your
I
your
like
your
that.
relationship has 100% has to outlast the vehicle you sold them. So if you sold them a car that it's a Toyota Tacoma with 40,000 miles, you may not see that guy in a while. He's got a Tacoma with
Hmm.
miles. I had one with 300,000 miles. But if I want that customer to truly come back to me when they need another vehicle, I have to be in a relationship with them that outlasts it. And then that customer is still not guaranteed to buy from me, but he will give you the first chance. They'll at least give you that dignity because you've stayed in contact with them, you've made friends with them, you follow them on Facebook,
Hmm.
into him at church, or you ran into him somewhere. He'll give you the first shot. She'll give you the first shot of that because you've maintained a relationship. We have to stop thinking of our customers as a customer. We have to start thinking of them as almost like a business partner, and we're going to do business again. I just don't know when it is. But if I stay in contact with this business partner enough, that business partner is going to give me more business and they're going to send
Hmm.
to me. So if you write anything down in sold customers, write down that your relationship has to outlast the
Oh,
vehicle.
I've written it. I wrote it down.
And also
I like that.
write down this tagline, sold is gold. You
Well,
got
that's already
to
there too.
remember it. And you said it yourself from the mouth of a guy that's been in the car business less than 2 years. A sold customer is a 10 value, not a one, not a two, not a three. It's a 10 value. So one out of 10, they're the most valuable thing you got. So if we're not tapping into the most valuable thing you got, then we're digging in the wrong place. We're digging for that fresh up that's a 1 in 3 chance to sell. We're digging
Hmm.
for that, man, I hope a guy comes in today on a Sunday and it's slow and we don't have any business on Sundays because it's always slow because people are watching football. Why in the heck am I digging for that over here? You
You
let
guys work on Sundays?
we work on Sunday. I'm actually
Oh
at
my
the dealership
goodness.
right now. I'm at the dealership. I don't
Whew.
quit.
That's my one guaranteed day off.
Okay, so you pick a day that's slow, that's like it's always slow on this day, or a time of the day that's slow.
Hmm.
That's when you start digging into the gold. I need to go dig into the sold is gold stuff. And you guys can watch a lot. It's snowing, it's dirty, it's nasty, it's whatever. I'm gonna go do the most important thing and dig where there's taters, right? I'm gonna find the treasure because you already know the treasure's name, you know the treasure's phone number, you know where to find the treasure, you know I mean, what else do you need to know other than how important they are to you? Now, you can't call your customers every 3 months and ask if they want to buy a car, correct?
Mm-mm.
What are they going to do? Block you?
Probably, yeah.
Stop answering your
I would
calls.
do that. I'd do the same thing.
Yeah. So there's a ratio there, and I feel like it's a 3-to-1 ratio. You can write this one down too, a 3-to-1 ratio. You need to make 3 calls that's just about them. It's about them. It's about their experience with the vehicle so far. It's about how's the family doing with nothing, with no hidden agenda, Connor. It has to be about them. 3 calls. You could do it every month, and month 4 is your other time to ask for a referral. But you can't bombard them with me, 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 I, want. You have to bombard them with you are important. You are the reason why I love selling cars because I've had great customers like you that make me want to still sell cars. I just want to see how the car is doing. I'm not doing follow up. I'm not trying to get a sale out of you. I just want to see how your car is doing. How's the family? How's Susan? How's the dog you got? Oh man, it's going great, Connor. I appreciate it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. All right. You have a wonderful day. I hope I'm programmed in your phone. I'll send you my contact card if I'm not. No, you're programmed in there. That's why I answered. Awesome, man. Appreciate it, John. And have a great day. Hey, stop by anytime for coffee if you want. All right. Thanks, bud. Okay. Bye. That call, it was not a salesman calling. That call was a guy who actually cares about his sold customers. So
Hmm.
in my opinion, you got to do that 3 times. Boom, 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 boom. You call every month, or you set up a schedule that you think works that you can maintain because you don't want to go gung ho because you'll never get to take an up. You'll never get to do your internet leads. You'll never get to walk the service drive because you made such a strict schedule on your sold customers. Okay. So you got to figure out your store hours, how many hours you work, how good are you at the phone, and kind of tailor make that. But if you can remember the 1-to-3 ratio or 3-to-1 ratio, 3 about them, 1 about them slash you.
Hmm.
And that 1 about them slash you is, hey, I'm doing my follow-up. I was going to call again. I'm right on schedule.
Yeah.
And then you say, hey, I'm not trying to sell you a car again, John. I know you love your car, but we have some sales coming up this weekend. And I was wondering if you know anybody that's in a beater with a heater that might need some help. You're not trying to make a sale. You're trying to help somebody. So we need to change that verbiage too. I was wondering if you had anybody in your friends or family that have a beater with the heater. Everyone kind of knows what that means
Hmm.
that could take advantage of the sale because I'm looking for people that kind of need a car. I'm not just trying to sell a car. I'm looking for people I can help because those are the people that really appreciate the car process and all that. You make up your verbiage, but that
Yeah.
that one 3-to-1 ratio, that one needs to be about them, just checking on everything. I was going to be calling. I always got to make sure you're taken care of. I still haven't seen you for coffee yet. You got to come over. Oh, by the way, we're having a big sale this weekend. And John, I'm not asking you to buy, but I was wondering if you knew anybody that had a beater with a heater that could use some help. We got some reliable pre-owned vehicles that we're going to do some cool pricing on. And if you know anybody off the top of your head, I could take their number now. If not, just text me and I'll call them. I'll do all the legwork for you. And guess what? I'll throw you a little spiff or a present or something if they come and buy from me. Really appreciate it, John. And I hope you still value me as your car guy and your buddy actually at this point. And you see how that doesn't sound like you're looking for a referral.
Hmm.
It doesn't sound like a salesman. And what's really sad about it is that's what we are. We're salesmen, and we can't even be the person that we are. We have to camouflage as something else. But if you genuinely can switch your mind to, I actually do care about these people. I actually do see value in my sold customers, and I actually do want to take care of them. You'll start seeing more sold customers send you referrals and come back because you're not just a salesman anymore. You're actually like the business partner. You care about them. And have you been invited to a customer's house yet that you sold?
I don't believe I have no.
Have you ever gotten a present from one? Gift cards,
Mm-mm.
coffee, anything like that? Donuts? Okay. There's something to work on. Level up your rapport building with them. And do you have a personalized desk, or do you guys switch desks a lot?
I have my own desk.
Okay,
There's at the moment there's 4 sales guys at the store.
okay. Well, you're doing a great job for that size of a store. What's the inventory size? How many vehicles do you have?
Um, at the moment it's probably right about 60. And then I know after the end of February, we're going to be about 100 on the lot at all times.
For you to sell 15 cars out of a staff of four with 60 units, you're doing a great job, Connor. You're on your way to doing something great, and just keep that up. But when it comes to those sold customers, what I was getting at is um, when I had my desk, I had some personalized stuff, picture of my wife and kids, and maybe a picture of the dog or things like that. But then I would have something like, something that was personal to me, like I play guitar, so I had a guitar pick there, and I had a golf ball, and I don't play golf, but it was a really cool golf ball I found one time on a golf course while we were walking through it. Me and my wife were like, "Oh, that's a cool looking ball. It's kind of transparent," and I kept that
Yeah.
on the desk, and that would be something that we could talk about and it could build rapport on there. But getting back to the gifts and stuff, when you're talking with them and they say they like Starbucks, you could say, "Oh, I love Starbucks." It's things like that. And if that customer brings you that gift card, you know that you're kind of on another level with them. I'm surprised that
Hmm.
with your energy and your abilities, you haven't got any gifts or presents or gift cards or anything yet. But you'll build into that where you and I'm not saying to ask for stuff, but
Yeah.
it's a great sign when customers are bringing you stuff, especially if it happens more often than not, of how the value they see in you and how they see you, not just a car sales guy. You're like someone they like and they want to be around. And when they bring you a box of donuts or a gift card or whatever, the biggest gift I got for this is almost unbelievable. The biggest gift I got was a truck from a customer, and I'll have to do a podcast just on on that whole thing, how it transpired. I've gotten guitars, donuts, it's I could go on. It's 22 years worth of gifts because the reason
Yeah.
because they saw a value in me way above a salesman. And so that's a good way to find out how close you're getting with these customers when you're building rapport. And I didn't ask for these things. They were given to me. And so it kind of got off subject there, but customize your desk a little bit and
Yeah.
you can talk about yourself when you're helping customers to build. You don't want to talk too much. Again, like a 3-to-1 ratio, one thing from you,
Yeah.
things about them to build that friend. So you start seeing more sold customers come back and get on a different level with them as opposed to just salesman slash customer. Okay, so I want to go over a couple things I have notes on. I'm looking at my notes. The first one is forever follow up. You never stop following up. You need to make it a part of your daily routine, just like watching the lot, just like doing internet leads. It has to be a focal point of your day. You take internet leads, Connor?
Yep.
Do you take in walk-in traffic, fresh ups? Okay.
Hmm.
Do you post on social media vehicles,
Oh
market,
yeah.
that stuff? Do you call your sold customers religiously?
Not religiously now.
Hey, make that a part of your daily routine. And don't blow it out of proportion. Um, Maybe do one or two a day. Start practicing. You're going to fumble through some. You're going to sound like a doofus in one and sound
Hmm.
spectacular in another. You're going to have one customer that doesn't want to hear from you. You're going to have one customer that complains about the vehicle. You're going to have one customer that loves the vehicle. But the key is practice. Practice makes perfect. You can role play before, at your house when you're by yourself and maybe have your girlfriend be the customer. Hey, what's your girlfriend's name?
Brooke.
Hey, Brooke, this is Connor from Da 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 Motors. I just giving you a call because I wanted to check on how you're doing, how the car is doing. If you remember me, I was the young guy, good looking with a lot of energy. Yeah, 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 that's me. That's me, right? Like
Hmm.
my key was always to make them giggle a little bit because it opened a door that they didn't know they had, just kind of snuck right into their emotions. Um, but practice and then call it tomorrow at work. Hey, this is da 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 da, and you just go through it, and it may suck and you may fumble around, but practice. So that way, if you ever do a one-on-one with me again, I can say, "Hey, Connor, how many sold customers did you call? I sold 182 last year, and I made 400 sold customer calls. And how many did you sell
Hmm.
out of that? I sold another 50 units from referrals and repeats. So I was going to be at 150 this year, but I kept track. I sold 200 vehicles. Oh, so you leveled up. Yes, you leveled up because you did something that we were always supposed to do with our sold customers because out of 10, they're a 10. They're gold. Okay, so you wrote down your relationship must outlast the vehicle you sold them.
Hmm.
If you stayed in contact and they like you, they'll most likely give you the first chance to resell them. It doesn't necessarily mean they're going to buy from you guaranteed. You may not have the vehicle, but I guarantee you they're going to call you first, message you first because they like you because you just texted them last week about their birthday. How can they not? It's a reciprocity thing. They feel guilty if they don't at least give you the first shot. Another thing is you friend them on social media. You follow them, you like their posts. Even if they post something that's not funny, you laugh. You put the little smiley face with the tear
Hmm.
because then you're in their face again without doing a traditional phone call. Oh, Connor liked my post. And they got their birthday and they're at the thing. Happy birthday, man. Congrats. You still look great. How old are you? 19? Oh, just kidding. I'm 31. Whatever. You just post on their stuff. My kid just graduated college. Oh my gosh, it feels like yesterday they were at the car lot and they could barely see over my desk and now they're graduating high school. Congrats, man. Forever follow-up is also social media. So when you have a customer, and I know I'm talking fast, but
Yeah.
when you have a customer on the car lot and you're waiting for finance to come get your customers, ask them, hey, are you guys on social media? Yeah, we're on Facebook. Shoot. Is that your profile? Yep, that's it. Okay, boom. Just friended you. Oh yeah, let me accept it. Awesome. And then you can stalk them a little bit, see what they like, maybe hit a couple likes, and now you've integrated yourself into their life. You're seeing things that another salesman will never see.
Hmm.
Cottonmouth. Okay. The last one before we move on, unless you have questions about sold customers, is have you ever been to an arcade?
I mean, kind of. Probably not like more of what you're used to. I know you're a
Yeah.
little bit older than me, but
So
more of like a Dave and Buster's.
okay, Dave and Buster's is a great example because they kind of have that stuff. They got arcades, but think of an arcade, okay? And let's say you played every game in this arcade, all of them, okay? And now you have your mom gave you, let's say you're a little bit younger. Let's say now you got a stack of quarters, a big stack of quarters, okay? But you know every game because you played them all. With that stack of quarters, are you going to go to the suckiest game there that has the dirty handles?
Probably not, no.
The one that took your
Unless it's your absolute favorite game, no.
right. But you might have your favorite game over there, but that stack of quarters, you won't even put one in that quarter again because it got you one time,
Mm-mm.
it's not going to get you again. It sucked. It was dirty. Even the machine smelled and the screen was a little funky. I didn't like it. I'm never going there again. Okay. But the stack of quarters, you have your favorite game, you got a couple that you've played before and you kind of like. Do you think that stack of quarters, the majority of it is going to go to your favorite game?
No, of course.
Now, do you think you might spend a few on some others?
More than likely.
Okay, because you want to spread the love. Plus, you do like some other games, but you're definitely not going to spend it again at that machine ever again. So there are salespeople out there that are that machine. They're a little funky looking, they stink, they're
Hmm.
kind of grubby. You might even think of one in your head right now. I can think of like three or four that I've known in my career, right?
Oh yeah.
Let's not say any names. We don't want to hurt feelings.
Nope.
But all you salespeople out there, pause this video, start thinking of that person. That's the guy that will get the one sale. He got the one sale because that kid with the quarter didn't know the game sucked.
Hmm.
Saw a cool screen. Well, it looks kind of neat. Let me put my quarter in. Oh, this thing sucks. You can't get your quarter back. You can't unwind that arcade deal. But you got your quarter. I'm never going back. Lose my number. Okay. Now that big stack of quarters. Oh, there's Connor. That's my favorite arcade, the Connor machine. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Let's go play it. Oh my gosh. It's not just you, it's five of your friends. And they're all huddled around the machine. Connor's playing it. People are putting their quarters on the machine because they want next. I got next. Okay. That's the salesman that you need to be. The machine that people want to go to because it's entertaining, it's valuable. Your quarter lasts a little longer. It's bright and shiny. It's fun. And guess what? If you went to that machine in that arcade by yourself one day and you put in your quarter and you had a bunch of fun, you would go tell your friends about it at school. Oh my God, this machine, it's so awesome. You get the guns, you do this, you're in the airplanes. Next thing you know, three people are there playing it. Now that machine
Hmm.
quarters. Well, guess what? Those people tell their friends about it. Now there's 10 kids there on a Saturday putting 10 quarters in it. You be the arcade. If you can think of an analogy that helps, the arcade helps me because that thing's collecting dust and that bad boy is
Hmm.
making the money. You need to be that arcade that's everyone's favorite. Now, the reason why I said there's other arcades because yeah, they're going to buy a car from another dealership. It's going to happen. Doesn't mean you're not their favorite still. It just means you may not have the inventory that day. So if you
Hmm.
call them and they say, "Oh yeah, we bought a Toyota RAV4 hybrid over here," don't get your feelings hurt. Congratulate them. Oh, I wish I would have had one for you, but those are hard to come by. I hope you got a great deal. I hope everything about it was great, but I'm still your go-to salesman. And if you ever need anything, you let me know. Even on that vehicle you bought from somewhere else, if you can't figure out something with the Bluetooth, come see Connor. Come see me. Come see that arcade machine. Okay?
No, I
So
really like that analogy.
it
It's
works.
something. It's different.
It works, but think about this. You think of them as a 10 value, 1 out of 10, they're 10, right? Sold as gold. The only way it works, though, Connor, is if they think of you as a 10. You don't get sold customers if you're a 1. That's that arcade machine. You only get sold customers, repeat, and referrals if you're also a 10. So you got to be a 10 salesman. You have to be gold for them. They got to see value in you. You got to be worth coming back for. And then you'll start seeing more repeat and referrals. Okay. Do you have any comments or questions on that topic, sir?
I do not.
I'm talking fast because I'm trying to give you as much value as you get in this hour.
Yeah.
Um, okay, so the next one was closing slash holding gross. Now, I've had podcast episodes about this.
Hmm.
Have you heard the episode "The Greatest Close Ever"?
Hmm.
Remember
It's
what
not
it?
closing them at all.
Yes, the work needs to be done outside. You need to do 80+% of the deal outside. I'm not talking about numbers. I'm talking about meet and greet, value building, building respect between you and the customer, finding out what they actually want and need, flushing objections out that they may have about the truck or the gear ratios or the fuel economies. You got to get that all out of the way and then you come in to do the deal. Because if they fall in love with the car, fall in love with the dealership and trust the dealership, fall in love with Connor and trust Connor, this part at the desk, boom, the greatest close ever. Okay, folks, what were you putting down? 5,000. Okay, do you have any banks that you prefer? No, just whatever has the best rate. Okay, let me open up my credit app. Are you guys both going to register or one or the other? Oh, both? Okay. Let me borrow your license again and a current insurance card. Okay, perfect. Boom, boom, boom. All right, cool. I'm going to get the write-up, head straight to finance. I'll be back with some killer payments and some great interest rates. And then you guys can decide what term you want to go. Fair enough? Awesome, John. Susan, can I get you anything to drink? I know you didn't want any coffee earlier. Yeah, you want me to get you some? Okay. Boom. Finance. Yeah, VIP. Boom. Let me get some creamer. Think about that experience I just gave that customer.
Hmm.
I did all the work outside. They weren't asking about fuel economy at my desk. They weren't asking about tow ratings at my desk. They weren't asking about, are you guys going to fix the broken windshield at my desk? They weren't asking about anything. At my desk was Big Papa's closing the deal. Okay, watch out.
Hmm.
Professional on your hands. So if you can do the majority outside, then you only have to do this much inside. So we're going to talk about closing, but the greatest close on the planet is no close at all. You don't got to do nothing but get their information. How much down are you putting? You did all the stuff. Boom, VIP. Boom, boom, boom. I thank you guys so much for doing business here. You guys have been a pleasure to work with. Can I get you anything to drink? I'll run across the street if you want a Dr. Pepper or Pepsi. Are you guys hungry at all? Yeah, no problem. You're selling them a 9 pound deal. Hey, I'm going to order some Jimmy John's. Hold on one second.
Hmm.
What do you guys want? Okay, cool. Pizza? All right, hold on. Sorry, Jimmy John. Domino's, extra large pepperoni and sausage. Perfect. No jalapenos. Okay, perfect. VIP customers here. Yep. Deliver right to the dealership. See Connor. Yep. No problem. Bye. How you guys doing? You're like, that's called domination. That's called world-class service. That's called a guy that's investing $20 into his customers and he's making a $1,800 voucher. I think the payoff's worth it. Okay.
Hmm.
Now, are they going to remember the car sales guy that was energetic, kind, loving, caring, and bought a pizza for him? Or are they going to? remember the guy that's smoking and joking that just wants to take a nap.
Oh, the pizza guy every time.
Yes, they're going to tell everyone about you. Okay, so let's assume though you got a tough customer, okay? And you want to close them at the desk. So I'm going to do closing first and then holding gross second. So the greatest closes is no close at all. I have a whole season, season two, about closes. A lot of those I invented. The odd number close, the information close, that kind of stuff. It's kind of what I've conjured up over 22 years. So what Connor needs to do is take what he's learned from Kyle's closes and start making some new ones because my verbiages and Connor's verbiages are different. You're from a different place. You had a different childhood. You have a different style of vocabulary. And if you just try to mimic somebody, that's imitation. That doesn't work. We have to sound genuine. And if you can start creating some closes that work for you, that's probably the most effective ones that you can create, ones that actually work for you and your style. Okay. You can't talk about um, all the years you've been in the car business and your experience. You've only been in the car business
Mm-mm.
a year and a half. So stuff that I say I can get away with. I started when I was 20. I'm now 42. Mr. Customer, you do the math. I understand the trade is too low and I understand the price is too high. 22 years of it. No one jumps for joy when they see the trade in, and no one jumps for joy when they see the bottom line. But what they do jump for joy, and if you can just trust me a little bit in this process, let me get the payment, let me get the interest rate, and let me pleasantly surprise you that this vehicle is affordable, even though the numbers don't match up to what you had in mind before you came. Let me at least do that part of my job, and then you can decide Kyle pound sand or Kyle will take it. Fair enough. You just closed them on full price with the trade that's
Mm-hmm.
because you justified it and you made it make sense to them. That takes time to get good at. But if you're looking for a magical thing to say at the desk, it will never come because can we agree that every customer is different?
Oh, of course.
Every scenario is different.
Every time. Every
Every
single one's different.
every credit score is different. Right? There's so many different factors, and to rely on one close, it doesn't make sense. That's the one trick pony. That's the average sales guy that doesn't know how to close deals. You're above that already selling 15 a month, so you already have some intuition on how to close. What we need to do is get those harder deals, right? The engineer that's looking at the Audi versus the BMW, right?
Mm-hmm.
That wants to take 3 years to buy it. We won't have this car in 2 weeks. What do you mean you want to take a couple months to think about it? Like, what are we doing? Right? We have those customers, and how do we close those customers is it has to be different. Or the farmer guy that's, just tell your boss to get me the best price, right? How do you deal with that guy? So you have to be able to be a chameleon to adjust to how they do it. So closing a deal needs to be done after the work has been put in. Okay. You can't cash a check before you did the work, correct? You have to put in the work and then you cash the check. So if you
Mm-hmm.
think getting to the desk quick and early and oh yeah, they don't even want to test drive it is going to make the check cash easier, you haven't put in the work. You have to put in the work before you ask for the money. And the money is at the very, very end. On the lot, if they ask questions like, well, what kind of payments? I'll deal with that when we get inside. What's your best interest rate? We got the most competitive rates out there. We're not one of those dealerships that, oh, everything's 30% and hope you don't notice. I'm going to get you the best rate that your credit qualifies for. But we'll do that after. Okay. And you delay that. You delay it, delay it, delay it. Put in that work
Mm-hmm.
and then cash that check at the desk. So my question to you is, do you have any scenarios that happen at your desk where you're like, man, I hope Kyle can help me with this?
So it's kind of funny you asked that. So in my head already was so I don't remember what day. So Friday, no. Earlier on in the week, customer came in, they're on a 2024 Jeep Wagoneer. It's 64,000, has 8,000 miles. Owner bought that for his wife, and then she got out of that when she got the new one. Um, I personally somehow knew the customer coming in had a 2021 GMC. three-quarter ton truck come in, and it was a difference of $1,000. And with us buying the Wagoneer brand new, holding on to it for months, obviously we're not making a dollar on it. We want to make money on the trade-in, and again, it was over $1,000. He was going to walk away because he can go buy another one.
That sucks.
And from there, it's like, well, I don't want to let him walk away, and obviously, I don't want to drop the price. And eventually, we dropped $1,000
Yeah, I got you.
or gave him more for the trade, however it was.
So you made the deal. He won the battle, but you
Hmm.
won the war. You just remember,
Yeah.
you won the battle, the skirmish on the battlefield. You killed a couple of your guys, but in the end, you still won the war. So congrats on getting the deal. You just didn't get the deal to what you wanted, but you still won the war.
Hmm.
He paid $65,000 for something, and he's the one that had to spend money, and you made money. So you won the war.
Yep.
You just lost the skirmish, the little battle. So with customers like that, when I would have customers like that at the desk where I was so close, then I would say, I know you're not seeing the value of the price, and I know you're not seeing the value of your trade. I know you're not seeing the value of the out the door. But a lot of times, Mr. Customer, when we're this close, I'm going to ask you, do you see any value in my services and my work ethic? Did I do enough to say, you know what, Kyle, the numbers aren't wrong, but darn, I like you and you've been honest with me and forthright. I'm going to buy the car anyway. Because when I was growing up, Mr.
Like that.
Customer, listen to this, Mr. Customer. When I was growing up, my mom taught me if you work hard and you do your very best for people, they'll see the value in it and they'll pay you. So even at my job at Safeway, I was a bagger. When they said who wants to clean the toilets, guess who raised their hand first? Kyle. This is a true story. I would be the guy cleaning the toilets. All the other courtesy clerks would be like, "Oh, phew." But guess who got the promotion uh, at Safeway? I left right before they actually did it, but they were like, "Yep, you're promoted. You just have to turn 18."
Hmm.
But I went to commission sales before I turned 18, but I was next in line because I was willing to pick up the poop. Okay. So when I had customers like that, that I was that close, I would acknowledge, I know you're not comfortable with your trade. I know you're not comfortable with this, and we're only $1,000 away. So let me ask you this question. Do you see the value in me as a salesperson to say, you know what, Connor, you're not there on this, but darn, I like you. You've done a darn good job. And yeah, let's go ahead and do the deal. On those deals, there's nothing really you can say to trick them to spend another thousand other than what I just said or building doubt about other dealerships. Listen, there are cheaper vehicles out there. If there wasn't cheaper vehicles and we were the cheapest, then we would sell all the vehicles in America. We're not always the highest and we're not always the lowest. On this particular vehicle, Mr. Customer, this is what it takes to buy it. And I know you're not completely happy with all the numbers, but man, I hope you're happy with me, and you give them that emotional tug on the
Hmm.
strings. And a lot of times that can push a customer over. Now, if they're sitting there like, nope, you got to do 1,000, got to do 1,000, got to do 1,000. You can also ask, how long have you guys been shopping for a car? I'm just curious. Oh, we've been shopping a few months. Okay, there's your $1,000 worth of time. Like, you've spent that $1,000 twice over just in time. Is time valuable to you? Oh, absolutely. And you've shot for 3 months, you've already given up thousands of dollars. Like you're just trying to play a different angle. But let's say your manager didn't have the thousand. He said, Connor, this is all I got. This is all I got. You have to find a way to get over that hump because the closes I'm using, like the emotional tug I was doing about I hope you see the value in me. It works a lot, but it doesn't work with everybody. It doesn't
Hmm.
work with the engineer on the Audi. It just doesn't because they're not emotionally connected to anything. They're not even emotionally connected to their wives. You see how they talk with their wives sometimes, like, that's your wife? My gosh, okay. Like it's all about dollars and cents with some of these people. So the emotional tug may not work, but you could also do it in this close too. Listen, I know you said there was a cheaper one in another state. There's a reason why it's cheaper. Nobody just gives away cars and wants to lose money. There's either something on the vehicle that's different, or there's some flaws on it that they're not disclosing to you. Or they're going to use a verbiage like this, Mr. Customer. If you take our vehicle and use our financing, you're going to save another thousand. Well, guess what, Mr. Customer? They're going to mark up that interest rate without, just enough to cover the thousand cheaper that they're giving you. So that close is like creating doubt of other deals. You want to know why they're cheaper? Because they're going to hike up the rate on you. You want to know why that dealership's cheaper? Because I've lost deals to them and those customers came right back because they're hiding flaws on the car. There's something on the Carfax, and you're just trying to create doubt. Don't be so hard on yourself, Mr. Customer. This is what it costs to buy the car. If you want to do business with me, this is what it costs. And you kind of just look at them and and find out if those tools that I just gave you worked. If they don't work, Connor, because they're high percentage stuff a lot of the time, you can break down their budget. Why is that $1,000 so important to you? Asking questions can help you get over this too. Well, it's just a principle thing. Well, I mean, other than the principle of it, are you saying that we're making too much, or are you saying that you always negotiate? Why is that $1,000 so important when you're spending 70,000? It's 1/70th of the price. You're fighting over this on something that's like this. Like, you see, I'm just trying to find something to hook onto that I can close them. Now, are there different closes? Well, yeah. Are they financing it? Well, shoot, let me do this. I may not be able to get to the $1,000 off here, but I'm going to save you $1,000 on the interest rate. Let me work that angle. Boom, 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 boom.
Hmm.
Right? So there's a lot of different things you can do, but the best thing you can do is ask questions when you can't get them closed on, certain things. Ask questions. Why is that $1,000 so important to you that you're willing to walk away from an incredible deal? Because what we're looking for at this point is the objection. We need to flush out the real objection. Well, I got an approval. It's up to 70 grand. Oh, okay. We're at 71. That makes sense. You want to use your bank. They said 70. We're at 71. Now I understand why you want the 1,000. You're not trying to play hardball. You just need 1,000 to get your approval. Okay. Let me do some homework with my finance guy and see if I can finance that extra $1,000 so we can put this to rest. Because I can't do the 1,000. You're saying you can't because of the approval. Well, let me see what I can do for you. Maybe I can beat their rate and save you more than 1,000. So there's another angle you can do. But when you're trying to close a customer, the objection is the only thing that matters. I need to find out why they're not buying and capitalize on that. Payment's too high. Okay, at least now I know. Other than the pay,
Yeah.
other than the payment, Mr. Customer, is there any other reason why you're not buying it? No, it's the payment. Okay. Now you can work on the payment. Well, shoot, let me go talk to my finance guy. Maybe we go an extra year or 6 months. Other than the down payment, you said that you don't have any down payment. The bank's asking for 500. Other than the down payment, is there anything that's stopping you from buying the car? Well, no, you flushed out the objection. You have to flush out the objection to be able to overcome it. So if you write something down here is you got to flesh out the real objection, not just an objection, the real objection. Why aren't you buying the car? Oh, well, it's the down payment. Oh, okay. Let me see if I get an approval with no down payment. Oh, it's the payment's too high. Okay, well, let's break down your budget. But closes, that's why on season two, there's 10 closes because there's a lot more necessity for closes. So on that particular scenario, I would first start off with do you see any value in me and that has worked probably 80% of the time for me when I was in sales, when I was that close. Now, if I'm $10,000 off, $5,000 off, it's
Yeah, you
probably,
can't really.
I'm
Yeah.
not worth that much to them. But 500, 1,000 on those sticklers, the reason why they're so stuck on $1,000 is because they're not seeing that extra bump of value. And that's where that close might come in for you, that emotional value. Give it a try and perfect it, and you'll start seeing a lot more closes. Another thing too with closes, you gotta focus less on the final wording and focus on getting all the info from the customer to actually execute the close. Because you can't close them on fuel economy if they don't care about it.
Hmm.
If they care about horsepower and you're talking about why the EcoBoost has good fuel economy, you're closing them on the wrong thing. So you need to find out what words you actually have to say instead of just trying to close. Like figure out what do I need to focus on and then choose the wording. You got
That's
to
why
go
I
ahead.
was gonna say that's why I like the way our store is set up. So we work at Foursquare.
Mhm.
Keep it's super simple. But on the other side of the Foursquare, it's like your needs assessment. So first and foremost, now you can't bring everybody inside right off the rip,
Yeah.
but for the most part, people are going to walk in the door, or you're going to catch them right at the door, have them come right in the way the store is set up. So like they have to walk by the front door to go look at every vehicle.
Gotcha.
So it's easy, bring them in, needs assessment, touch desk with the manager, and then from there, talk with the manager on what to pull up.
Gotcha. Okay, so another
So
thing,
it helps with that.
yeah, another thing too with closing, let me make sure I got my train of thought here. I kind of lost it. The final thing, really, in closing, unless you want to throw some objections at me, is always have a solution for every problem that may arise. We have to be, we have to have a solution. We can't come to a stop in the road, like a brick wall, like in the cartoons. You know, the road ends here. Because if they say I want $1,000 off, and you have no way of flushing out objections, and you have no verbiages to ask why, and you don't have the guts to say, is it truly just 1,000, or is there something else about this whole thing that you're not willing to break away from that 1,000? Like, what it really is it? And try to get the real objection out of them. Okay, back to my train of thought. So another thing too, when you use a Foursquare, the Foursquare has been around a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Those educated customers that are buying $65,000 cars may have seen a Foursquare before. And that Foursquare may be the very reason why he feels like he's getting ripped off, because people have become tuned to that. They've been in the car business. We used to use Foursquare. I know how the Foursquare works. Da, 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 da. You're just trying to move stuff over here. That could be what the guy saw and detected. I'm not saying that particular one, but in another case.
Yeah.
So now, when you have a tough close and you've been writing on the Foursquare and you're trying all this stuff and the Foursquare isn't working, you can do the insiders type stuff. Listen, I know we got to use this Foursquare, but really, here's what I'm trying to do. And flip that paper over and try to do like another technique. Like, I'm just trying to figure out exactly what it's going to take to make the deal. I know you're saying $1,000 more off. I don't have it. Trust me, my boss, if there was $1,000 on it, we want to move machines. You're more valuable to us than that truck. I want your business. I don't care about the truck on the lot. I want that thing to go bye-bye, but I want you to buy from me. So if I had the $1,000, there would not have been a discussion. It would be done. But my boss told me when I first started working here that when we sell cars, I don't care if we make that much or that much on a car. We're selling that customer. So I know you're beating me up for that other 1,000. I don't got it. That's why I hope you see the value in more than just the car and your trade. I hope you see some value in me to say, you know what, Connor, write it up. That's what I'm looking for when I put in my heart and soul on the car lot. When I crawled in the bed, when I checked the tow ratings, when I was underneath looking for rust, that's why I did that. So when we got to here and we were this close, you would say, you know what, you put in more work than any salesperson I've ever had in the last 20 years. You got a deal. It's hard to say no to a guy that's done all the work, right?
Yeah, and I think in what now obviously it would take practice to say what exactly what you just said, but I think that builds value in itself too with the exact verbiage that you used.
Yeah, and I know it works because I've used it forever. And now I've
Mm-hmm.
it because now I'm not the guy on the lot doing it. I'm a sales manager now, right?
Yeah.
So I tweaked it to now, and when I'm sitting at the desk closing a deal for a salesman, I say, "Hey, I know I'm not there on the numbers. No one likes the bottom number. No one likes the trade number. No one likes the top number. No one jumps for joy when I bring out the pencil. I'm the bad guy, right? But what I'm hoping you see is the value in this guy. Okay. You're saying we're close. Let that guy's work ethic and all the stuff he did to get you to this point be the deciding factor. Now, before you say yes or no to what I just said, let me get the payments. Don't say no to half the information. Say no to all the information. If you truly want to make an educated decision, let me show you the interest rate, the payment down to the penny, and then you can say, Kyle, I'm taking it, or Kyle, pound sand. Let me at least do that for you. Let me finish my job. Andrew, why don't you put in the information here? All right. We come back with an approval. Nobody wants to run their credit and not buy the car. If they put in their credit and
Mm-hmm.
say that, they're buying the car at the price I just closed them at without closing them on that price. I closed them on this man's work ethic, and this man has a family he goes home to. And that's why I saw him crawling underneath the F-250 for you looking for rust, because I know what kind of work ethic. All right. Sounds good, Kyle. All right. Hey, Andrew, when he gets done, make sure you fill up their tank. All right. Appreciate you guys. I never see that customer again. Next thing you know, they're going to finance, buying the car. It's just what we do. It's how I do it, and this is how you can do it. Okay, we got to move on. Any questions in there?
Only one. So when you're closing the deal for the salesperson, do you keep the salesman right next to you, or is
Always.
that is okay?
Always, because I'm going to empower my team to be as good as me. Because here's something that sales managers are afraid of. They're afraid of an up and comer. They're afraid of someone taking their job. But when you're at the highest level that you know that car salesman can be, I don't fear anything. I will show my salespeople how to close, and I hope they get better than me because I told my team in a sales meeting a couple years ago, when one of you guys gets better than me, I'll relinquish my job and I'll go back to sales. But until then, I am the sales manager. And because I had that confidence in myself and my closing abilities. And if you can take that confidence and those abilities and put them into you, you'll never need a sales manager. Guess what? You will be the sales manager because they've never seen so much talent. That's what your future holds if you continue to train, continue to learn, and you get your feet wet and you get your hands dirty in these closes. Well, you're saying you're going to walk over $1,000 when you're spending 70,000. So you're worried about this when you're spending this. I think we're beating up the wrong side here. I think, and you find a way by using words. What's the real objection? Because I know it's not $1,000, Mr. Customer, when you're spending 70,000 out the door. It's not the thousand. What is it? Is it me? Did I mess something up? No, it's not you. Man, then what? Right? And you ask questions. Because think about that. They're worried about this when they're spending this. It's not the thousand.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if the car is $2,000 out the door and they only have 2,000 or $1,000, then yes, it is the thousand.
Yeah.
But if they're coming in a big old lifted diesel and they're looking at $65,000 cars, it's not the thousand. It's either the principle or something that you miss, and that's when you got to flesh out those objections so you can actually execute on the right close for them. Okay, these last two are a little bit easier anyway, so I'm glad we spent more time on those other ones.
Yeah.
The last one too, before we move on, and holding gross. This is something I tell my guys. Holding gross starts at the meet and greet. Are you a professional? Are you worth spending the money on? Because you are 80% of that deal. The salesperson is so important. When you're selling a car on your lot, are you talking about horsepower, torque, 0 to 60s, weight, curb weight? Are you talking about any of that?
Not really,
No.
but for the most part, with our dealership, it's mainly trucks because that's what sells in our area,
Okay.
and then reliable, fuel efficient SUVs. Some
So
some cars, but
you'll have those guys that ask about horsepower and torque, but for the most part,
hmm
customers kind of already know. A diesel can
yeah.
weight. They don't need to know down to the pound. So it's not about product knowledge on the lot. It's about salesmen. It's about how much they like you and love.
hmm
They come in for a black truck, they leave in a white SUV. They come in for a red SUV, they leave in a blue Prius. Not because of some product knowledge information you gave them,
hmm
honor. So when it comes to holding gross, they better like you a lot. Another thing too, if you do enough work outside and you do a killer job, they'll feel guilty about asking for a discount. Like, no, no, honey, it's fine. What's the payment going to be? Because they see so much value in you. And if you have so much value with the customer and they do ask for a discount, they might be just asking because that's what they're supposed to do. Uh,
Yeah.
You know, in any other vehicle that, this $50,000, $60,000, yeah, we got a couple $1,000s of profit. That's how it should be. But in a $19,000 Toyota Prius, I don't got anything. I mean, maybe I can get my boss to throw in some floor mats, but I hope you like the car enough to say, you know what, we're going to take it. If you built enough value out there in yourself and the car, they're going to pay full price. That's how you hold gross. Holding gross and closing doesn't start at the desk. It starts at the very beginning. Are you professional? Are you worth spending money with? Did you build enough value in yourself? Here's the price of the car. Did you build enough value to surpass it? I use that a lot because it makes sense. The car's 30 grand. You only did $20,000 worth of value building and walk around. They're not going to buy it. You're $10,000 too high in their mind. But if you have a $30,000 car and you do a $40,000 presentation and walk around, now they got a deal. Now they got a smoking deal. Oh, yeah, we went down. The truck was only 30 grand. Well, guess what? It booked for 30. But because you did such a good elite job on a walk around, it felt like it should be 40 grand. You showed them all the stuff no
Mm-hmm.
one's ever done. You built value past the price, plus they like you a ton. Here's the price of the car, and here's the value you built with you and the vehicle. All right, yeah, we're going to do 5,000 down. We have an approval with our bank, but if you can beat it, all right, is it going to be in your name, or you go right back to you without even having to close it and getting full pop. Value building starts the very beginning. Now, what I say, it starts at the meet and greet. It's how you meet and greet that customer. What's the name of your dealership again?
It's Auto Centers, Bonne.
Auto Centers? Okay, I'll say Auto Centers. Hello, welcome to Auto Centers. My name is Connor French, and you are? Oh, Mike and Shirley, very nice to meet you. What brings you in today? Oh, you saw a car online. Okay, well, excellent. Oh, you got a printout. Okay, cool. Well, first and foremost, again, my name is Connor. I just want to say thank you guys for coming in. I wait all day for customers to come in. I want to make sure you're appreciated. So thank you guys for coming in. Do you need a restroom or anything? No. You see how I'm asking questions and I'm taking control? That builds value, that builds holding gross because now they can relinquish their nervous energy on a professional. When you go to a dentist or a doctor and they're like, hey, Connor, I know you busted your arm up. I've done 50 of these surgeries in the last couple of years. That's very common. You have a 1 to 2% chance with my surgeries with nerve damage. You're going to be taken care of. My nurse is going to get you all wrapped up and ready. We're going to sedate you. You're going to wake up and not even know what happened. Do you need anything before we get started? Yeah, can I get a little water? I'm kind of parched. Okay, yeah, no problem. Cindy, can you get him some water? Okay, perfect. Anything else, Connor? All right, we're gonna do like he is in control of that scenario.
Mm-hmm.
You now can relinquish your nervous energy and your fears of buying that car and getting the arm fixed because you met a professional. What about a doctor was like, okay, what arm were we fixing again? Cindy, do you have the chart? Oh, it's the right arm. Okay, let me scoot over here. You'd be like, let me have.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna wake up with a
I
new job.
I've went to the dentist and they've numbed the wrong side, so I've never went back.
There's the crappy arcade machine. Thank.
Mm-hmm.
So be that guy for them at the very beginning, the meet and greet, and they can relinquish their nervous energy and they can relinquish the control to a true professional. My name is Kyle. Welcome in. First and foremost, thank you guys for coming in. Are you here to see anybody particular? I just don't want to step on any toes. Okay. Hey, nice to meet you. And Connor and Cheryl. Okay, nice to meet you. I'm Kyle Galaz. Born and raised here, actually. Nice to meet you. Oh, you're here for here too? Coffee and restrooms right over here. Like, how are they going to say what's your best deal on that after you did all that? It just does not going to happen. They're
Mm-hmm.
stupid for asking that. The best deal is on the windshield. The price on the windshield, that's our best deal. We're a volume sale dealer. We don't have a lot of inventory, but we move it fast because we have great pricing right up front. So you don't have to worry about getting ripped off. If you pick out a car and I say it's 19,998, you're getting a smoking deal. Oh, okay, cool. I didn't know that's how this dealership worked. You don't do discounts? No. Discounts are for people that mark up too much. That's why Walmart doesn't give discounts and a bunch of coupons. They're already at the base. The same here at my dealership, Auto Center. We put our best price up front so we don't have to mark down. That's why you walked here. Was I your first visit? Well, yeah, there's a reason why I was your first visit because you saw us online and we had good deals or car gurus or whatever. Man, this guy's right. Okay, Connor, we want to test drive that car. I know I'm simplifying it and speeding it up, but
Yeah.
you can see the points I'm making with these customers when you take control. And when you take control, they'll feel guilty about asking for discounts. And when you put that value past the price, it's done. 5,000 down, boom, boom, boom. We go right back to doing the deal. Anything else on holding gross?
Not off the top of my head, no.
Okay. Holding gross starts at the meet and greet. Closing a deal needs to be done after the work has been put in. Um, don't expect high gross and an easy close if you haven't done the steps of the sale. Don't think you're going to get a big old voucher if you've sidestepped the whole process. You're going to get a mini. Think of that.
Mm-hmm.
All the steps of the sale to get a big voucher. Same customer, two different salespeople. One guy did the steps, one guy didn't. One guy got $1,000 voucher, one guy got $180 voucher. You got to trust the process and don't let the customer dictate the steps of the sale. I just want to drive it. I don't want to know anything about it. Well, let me open it up for you and let's show you. Let's make sure there's no tears and scratches and all that. I don't want to go on a test drive and then you get back and see the whole back seat's been ripped up. Oh, that makes sense. Let me open it up. Okay. You can't close a deal if you haven't flushed out the real objections. And I'm going to say this one last time. Always have a solution to every possible problem that may arise. Now, that takes experience, but that takes practice. Payment's too high. Well, too high for your budget, too high from what you've seen on the market, comparable vehicles. What do you mean too high? Oh, well, I just can't afford it. Okay, so it's not that the payment's too high because the price or the rate, it's just you have a budget. Okay, so let's work on that and have a solution. Don't just hit a wall and say, "Oh, that's the payment." Find a workaround. You know how water works, right? You fill up a jug, it goes out of the jug, it fills up another thing, it keeps going. Be like water and just keep moving. Don't ever stop. The only person that should stop a deal is the customer blown out of your showroom because you did too good of a job and they were too close to buying the car. Like, oh, what am I doing? No, I said I was just looking. Let them be the reason why they leave, not you and your lack of skills. Okay. Okay, trade-ins. We're going to blast through trade-ins. I'm going to read what I typed up here and then in my notes, and then we'll talk about it. Trade. Your thing was trade in and trade and walk around. Have you ever heard of a silent walk around?
Mm-hmm.
Less is more in this case. You don't need to be yapping out there. When you're taking the information, bring your customer with you and say, I'm going to bring you out just in case there's something on it that I need to ask you about. Oh, okay, no problem. And it's okay to compliment the car. That's a beautiful color. But after you compliment it, stop talking and, touch the scratch and touch the bald tires. And because we need to bring their expectation of what their trade is actually worth versus what they think it's worth. Because in their eyes, they don't see the scratch anymore. In their eyes, the tires are fine. They've been driving on them for 8 years. I haven't slipped once. In their eyes, the tow package that, is all bent up and stuck up from something crazy is fine. Oh, yeah, I just bent it down. I was going to do that last week, but I didn't. I figured I traded it. Right? They make up all the stuff, but at least you're pointing it out and you're writing it down. But you're not saying nothing. Never knock a trade, never bash it. If you do a good enough job on the silent walk around, they'll bash it for you. Okay. If you're doing a good job out there, they'll say, "Oh yeah, I hit a pothole one time and it dented up the rim." They bashed their own car. You didn't have to say a thing. All you did is touch it. You go around the back, you touch the windshield wiper that's hanging. Oh yeah, we went through a car wash and it ripped off. Okay, let them bash it. But now when you go to present the trade numbers and they're not happy, right? You can say, I totally understand you're not happy. I've used this close to a lot on trades. I've never had a customer jump for joy on a trade in my 22 years. Not one customer has said, they gave me exactly what I wanted, or they gave me too much. It's happened 0 times. It's always, that's all my trade's worth. So I'm used to this, but you're not. So let me explain. The reason why we have to be in this price range is because I have to fix that rim. It's a safety issue. Plus, a customer's not going to let me sell it to him with a big old dent in the rim. Another thing, the tow package is useless if it's shoved up. Also, those scratches, I have to do a cut and buff. Now, in today's world, a Big Mac meal used to be $6.99. Now it's $12.99. The same thing with these fixums. A dent used to be 500. Now it's 1,000. A hitch receiver used to be 200, now it's 500. So when I go to appraise your vehicle and I account for these things, I have to make sure that I have the right value on your vehicle. So that's where we came up with the number. Now you think, oh, they're giving me 10, they're going to go sell it for 20 grand and fix a few things, right? No, it's not how it works. In today's internet-driven market, we have to put the lowest possible price where we can make a squinch of money to actually get the customer to come in because no one on their computer types in the highest F-150 price the highest price used cars around me. No one types that. They price the lowest. So for me to sell your truck after we fix everything, I have to have a very competitive price. You came in because I have a competitive price. I have to do the same on your trade. Now, before you tell me yes or no, let me at least do the rest of my job and figure out what the payments are, the interest rate down to the penny, right? You go right back into a close
Mm-hmm.
and trying to move them through the process. But you can, the moment they say that's all my trade's worth, you need to have an answer for it. You can't just say, yeah, that's what my boss said it's worth. Well, why? You need to tell them why. It's because when we went out there, I know you love your car. I love your car. I'd love to have it on the lot, but I have to address these things, and nothing costs what it used to. In your head, you're thinking 500 bucks will fix everything. Let me break it down. The rim's 250 back in, 10 years ago. Now they're 500. The dent's 1,000. The scratches are this. Unless I use some guy around the corner to fix this stuff, shade tree mechanic stuff, I can't get a cut. So you either have to spend all the money to bring it in and then I can give you that money for your trade, or we don't spend any money and you just take it how it is. Now, I know you said you wanted 14,000 and we're at 10. You're actually right. Your trade is worth 14,000 if it was perfect. So I'm not discrediting the number you want for it. What I have to address is the condition it's in. So, Mr. Customer, when you said you wanted 14, you're actually right. It is worth 14 if it was showroom quality like this car right here. So you're not wrong. But with these numbers, let me figure out what the rest is so you can tell me yes or no. Don't be hung up on just this number. Let me give you the full package. Okay, let me work on that. So trade-ins, do a silent walk around. The less you talk, the more you can accomplish. Bring your customer with you. Never knock their trade ever. Let them knock it and then agree with them. Oh yeah, the thing's hanging. Yeah, it happens, man. People break it off. We order them all the time. They're not cheap, though, I'll tell you that, but we'll get it fixed. And you assume the sale. We'll get it fixed when you trade it in. And you have to justify your trade-in number with true logic. Why was the value set at 10,000? And no matter what they say their trade value they think it's worth, don't disagree, agree. It is worth that. You're not wrong. It is worth 14 grand if it was perfect. If that thing was showroom quality, I'd give you 14 grand like that. But I'm going to have to do $4,000 worth of stuff, whether you believe me or not. The state requires stuff. EPA requires stuff. The next customer requires stuff. Our standards require stuff. Just like you like the new tires on this car, I have to do on this car. So no matter what, Connor, you never knock the trade. Let them knock it and justify your number with true logic and how it was set and why it was set to that value. And agree with their number no matter what. Even if it's crazy, it is worth that. Shoot, I agree. My boss even agrees if it was perfect. Because how many trade-ins, Connor, come in perfect?
Not a single one.
There is a reason why they're there. Okay. They may say it's running fine, but when your shop gets it, like, hey, did you hear this knock? No, it was warmed up when I test drove it. Well, it shakes and rattles like crazy when it's cold. Oh, great. There's 3 grand.
Mm-hmm.
The reason why they're trading it in. But we have to justify our number. Okay. Another technique I would use on vehicle trades that were a little bit older, I'd say, listen, I know it's only 10 grand, but you're one major issue away from this thing being worth no grand. You're that close. And there is a reason why you came in today to trade it in. Something, you know your vehicle best. Something about that vehicle told you, go trade me in. It may be subliminal, but there's a reason why you're here. Listen to your gut. You came in to trade it in. Let's get the thing traded in. Because if something happened to that vehicle, I won't be showing you 10. I'll be showing you 5. Or you take the 10 now before something happens because your gut told you, I need to trade this in. I've used that a lot too. Yeah, you're right. It has been making sounds. Get it traded in before it's worthless. You're one transmission away from this $10,000 car being worth 2,000. That's how much stuff is nowadays. It's kind
Our
of,
biggest thing. Oh,
go
go
ahead.
ahead.
No, no, you go ahead.
I would say our biggest thing is it's always your car's never going to be worth more than it is today,
Yeah,
unless there's no. I don't say it, but unless there's another COVID, it's
yeah.
never going to be worth more than it is today.
Yeah, and then you got to follow that up with something because that's kind of just like, well, it's common sense. Yeah, you're right. Tomorrow it's worth less. Tomorrow it's worth less. So follow it up with something. And the reason why I think you should do it now is because $10,000 to a bank is a massive down payment, and that $10,000 will allow you to get a better interest rate because you're financing less, and a better interest rate means more money saved. So that $4,000 gap that we don't have, you'll save on interest. Interest is the most expensive thing. 10% interest rate on a $70,000 car is tens of thousands of dollars after 84 months. So you're going to beat me up on this when I could save you. You're going to beat me up on 4,000 when I could save you 10,000 over here. Let me work on that interest rate. Well, I have my own financing. Let me work on beating them. You got to always find a way, okay, Connor? A path. But really, with what's helped me the most is just justifying my number with true logic. This is why it's worth this much. And you take them down a path of logic. Because if you can get them to see why it's worth 10, then it's easier for them to take the 10. If you just try sales tactics on their trade, they're going to think you're hiding something. They think you're hiding thousands. They always think it's thousands. And then use that last one. There's a reason why you came in to trade in your vehicle. You know it better than anybody. Your gut said it was a subliminal message that your body said, yeah, we need to trade this in. Otherwise, why would you be here? Did you want to trade in your car after 3 months? No, it's because it was running great. It didn't make those weird sounds. It didn't require maintenance. That's why you didn't come in after 3 months. 3.5 years, it needs those things. I'll take care of those things. Let's get you the right payment. Let's make a deal. All right, fair enough, Connor. What's my payment gonna be? Okay, fine. I'm gonna put 1,000 down. What's my payment gonna be? That's when you start hearing those verbiages. Okay. If the vehicle was that valuable to you, why are you trading it in? You're saying it's worth retail. Why would you get rid of it then if it's perfect? Who gets rid of a perfect car? Yeah, you know what? This burrito
I
is,
like that.
yeah, I mean, the guy brings you out the perfect steak. No, I don't want that steak. I want a different steak. Why? You have the perfect steak, right? Now, if that steak sat on a shelf for 8 months and there was flies and, weird stuff growing out of it, you'd want to trade it in. That's what your trade-in is. It's a nasty piece of steak. Don't say that, but you can think that. There's a reason why they want to trade it in. Okay, we just hit a little over an hour. Do you have any questions on that?
I do not.
Honestly, with good topics, Connor, it's hard to keep it under an hour.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause these are great topics, and I want to make sure you get everything. Now, if you have to go, hang up on me. If not, let's get into subject 4.
No, I'm good.
Speaking with clarity. Okay. I have a problem with this being 42 and having quite a few concussions in my life. Sometimes I can slur. And usually I'll slur a little bit after a 12-hour shift. Yesterday I worked over 12 hours. That last hour, me trying to close a deal, I'm going to sound like I'm half drunk. It's because I'm tired.
Mm-hmm.
I go all day. I have a lot of energy, but towards the end of the day, I'm tired. So step one of clarity is get rest. Be rested. Don't go to work with a hangover. Don't go to work feeling sick. Don't go to work with 3 hours of sleep. Don't go to work with a giant gut bomb chorizo burrito in your stomach. If you want to be clear and concise and strategic and a businessman, you go to work with fresh breath, wide awake, and ready to conquer. Your nose isn't plugged up, you're clean, you've showered, you smell good, you brush your teeth. That's step one of speaking with clarity is being present and being able to look a customer in the eye like I'm looking at you through this camera and say, I'm here to help you. I want you to succeed in car sales, Connor, and I want you to understand every word I'm saying, and I want you to see value in Kyle Galaz and Poor2Pro. And I know it was $149 of your hard-earned money, and I appreciate that. A young gentleman that just bought a house and he's trying to budget everything, but I appreciate 100% the business, and I'm going to be here for you for the rest of your career or until I die. Capiche?
Mm-hmm.
I'm here for you, Connor. Okay, so speaking clear is being present and making sure you're not groggy from stuff. Okay, you be present in the moment. Don't think about what you're going to do after work. Don't think about it's overtime. Shoot, I should have been home 10 minutes ago. Be present with your customer and you look them in the eyes and you slow your speech down and you truly be genuine about I am here to help you. Okay, Mr. Customer, I'm not going to sell you a vehicle that's wrong just to get a sale. I'm not that type of salesman. I want to sell you the exact vehicle. So I'm going to ask you questions. You may get tired of me asking questions, but the reason why I ask a lot of questions is because I want to sell you the exact vehicle that you worked hard for and you're going to deserve, really. Okay, so it's the preparation to speak clear. Okay, so those things we talked about. All those things, okay? Another thing, if you want to have clarity, is don't lie and be okay with saying the truth, even if it hurts the customer a little bit. Okay. Now, what I mean by that is not bashing the customer's credit or something like that. But what I mean by this is, yeah, this truck is 12 years old. It does have scars. I have scars too. It doesn't mean I'm bad, but it is a little banged up. So you're not buying a perfect vehicle, but I would rather sell you a vehicle that's a little bit banged up, that has a perfect running engine and transmission like this one, than a perfect looking vehicle and a sour engine, a bad engine. And that's what those others guys other dealerships do. They make it so shiny and pretty and all this, and then you get down, the engine light comes on. That's why it's good to buy from my dealership. But what I mean by hurting their feelings is telling them you're not buying a perfect rig. It's okay to be truthful. You're not buying a perfect rig. This rig, I don't know if you know what year it is 15 years old. You're looking at a 2010 F-150 Lariat. If I didn't see a scratch on it, I would actually be more concerned than it having this little dent. Okay. So being truthful and never hiding dents or scratches or anything like that. Just tell them, yeah, I'm not going to just show you what's great about the truck. I'm going to show you some of the flaws. So that way, when you get home, you don't see any things. You're like, oh, Connor didn't tell me about that. I'm going to show you everything. So not just speaking with clarity, but being clear about what kind of person you are and how you're honest and forthright and you'll tell the truth no matter what. I'd rather tell you the truth and lose the sale than lie to you and get the sale. Boom, powerful.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, another thing with clarity, and I watched some training videos on this because I talk fast, especially in these trainings, because I'm trying to jam pack it, is slow your rope. The reason why a lot of people say ums and uhs and this and that is because they're filler words, because their brain hasn't caught up to that, their mouth has already said the sentence. So what happens is you've said the sentence, your brain hasn't thought of the next sentence yet, so you say an out of default. Thank you for coming into the dealership. Your brain hasn't caught up, so you say, is there anything I can help you find? So try, and I'll practice now because I've been speed racing, and hopefully I haven't said that many ums. We'll go back and watch this together and see. But
Mm-hmm.
slow your speech down. Make sure you're speaking clear. Make sure you're speaking honesty, and just go a little bit slower. Now, I've read some things that a person that speaks a little bit slower looks more intelligent than a person that speaks fast. So there's an intelligent thing going on here on the subconscious mind. When you speak slower and you're talking about a vehicle, the reason why a lot of customers like this F-150 is because of that two-tone. Everyone's tired of just a blonde white truck, but isn't it kind of nice that underneath it has that gray interior? And that will separate you from the work trucks on the streets. That'll separate you from the basic XL models by having that two-tone. Plus, you'll be able to pick it out of a parking lot a lot easier, and it just gives it a nice tone because that gray follows through around the fender wells into the bumper. It's just a good looking truck. But you see how I'm not speed racing?
Yeah.
You got to also be careful to not go too slow because guess what happens there? Then be like, what's wrong with this guy? So you can't go too slow either.
Mm-hmm.
But so those things I talked about in the beginning, make sure you're even there to even talk. You can't have your mind over here and trying to do this. You can't be, sluggish or hungover or 2 hours of sleep and fighting with the spouse or the girlfriend the night before and thinking you're going to be able to stay focused the next day. You got to be laser focused on the customer in front of you, and you need to be laser focused on what you're trying to accomplish. If you're in the demo drive, the next step is close the deal. You better be thinking about closing the deal while you're on the test drive. Before the test drive, you did a walk around. You better be setting up that demo drive while you're doing the walk around. So you have to be one step ahead of the customer in the process, and you need to be in the moment with those customers so you can truly help them. Slow your speech down. Don't be groggy. Don't be lethargic from a giant bean burrito before work. Like, eat right. And I have a hard time with this too, but when I eat a burrito, it's hard for me to close a deal. I'm tired. It slowed me down.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But when I have like an energy bar or a protein bar and like a tea with no sugar in it, and then I go close a deal, I feel like how I feel right now. Bring it on. What do you got? Oh, Connor, you need help with the deal? How you guys doing? My name's Kyle. First and foremost, I want to say thank you guys for coming in. I hope Connor's done a great job for you. Yeah, I understand we're off on the trade. Listen, no customers ever jump for joy on a trade, and it's never happened in my 22 years. But don't focus too much on that. Let me work the rest of the deal for you. Do my job as a sales manager. Figure out the interest rate and the payment down to the penny, so that way you can see the whole picture and truly make an educated decision. Because if you make a decision based off just the trade, you won't buy the car. But if I can save you a tremendous amount of money in other places that makes up for that trade-in that you're not happy about, then you might actually buy the car. But let me do the rest of my job. And you said your car's worth 12, and I'm giving you 10. It is worth 12. I agree. free. But the issues that it has, and they're not big issues, but they are issues I have to address for the next customer. Just like this vehicle is for you. You didn't see all the little nicks and things that I had to fix on this because you come in for a good product. That's why you chose us first. So let me do the rest of my job and get you the perfect deal. Connor, why don't you fill out an app real quick? Don't worry, it doesn't wreck your credit. I'll be right back. You can't say no to it. It's too good. It's too,
Mm-hmm.
I'm just getting you information. I'm not asking for you to buy the car. I'm just getting you the rest of the information so you can make an educated decision. Do you like making educated decisions, Connor?
Oh yeah.
When you bought the house, did you make an educated decision?
Oh yeah.
It wasn't foolish.
Mm-mm.
You saw all the numbers before you signed, right?
Yep.
Okay, so let me do that for you on this car, Mr. Customer. I appreciate it. Can I get you anything? You want me to order pizza? Okay, no, you're fine. Like I'm playing with it. I'm having fun between training, but you see how you're just like watching, like, wow, this will work. That's the same days I get my customers in. They're just like, yeah, I does that sound okay? Yeah. Okay. They put in the app. I never see him again. Finance guy comes out, brings them in, got the payment. I close them at that price without even closing them on that price. So I know we're kind of bouncing around here, but we're kind of wrapping it up. Um, but you're going to have this video as a private link for until it actually airs. So you can watch it
Okay.
tomorrow. I'll try to get it uploaded tonight, but you'll have it. And then when it hits the podcast, everyone will know who you are.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else, Connor, on this training?
Oh, I don't think so.
If you have a question, no question is too small or too big. And just like as a disclaimer, when it comes to closing deals, the reason why it's hard to like give you the perfect sentence is because it doesn't exist. So when I did season two, what I try to do with those 10 episodes is equip my sales people out there, my titans out there, with the best information possible for whatever scenario comes your way. Payment's too high. Well, a payment too high for one customer might mean they truly can't afford it. Another customer means they saw an ad for less at another dealership. This customer may mean that they were hoping it's 250. They didn't have anything really to compare it to or saw anything. This person may thought they were going to get a lower interest rate. So with those four people that say the payment's too high, there's four different closes. Well, I understand the rate's too high,
Mm-hmm.
but remember, you can refinance it. You don't have to have this interest rate forever. Let's build some credit, refinance it. The bank says you can afford 386. I know you can afford it. We'll budget it out right now. Just make 386 payment for 4 or 6 months. Let's get the balance down by making some payments and get your score up so you can refinance it. And I can help you with that. Call me when you're ready, and I'll direct you to which bank to go to that has the best rates. I have their charts. Okay, done. Next, payments too high. Well, based on what? Well, another dealership. Well, let me tell you how that other dealership does it. They're giving you all these incentives because they think that you're, like, for instance, new. You're a college student, you're a firefighter, you've been in the military. So they advertise all these rebates that you don't even qualify for. When you get there, you're upset, but you still buy the car because you've driven all that way. Or you can buy local from a person that's up front and honest and clear, right? Everyone has a different close, so there's no one perfect bullet, silver bullet. So, but that's where your experience comes in. And I'm not talking experience just being on the car lot for 10 years. I'm talking about training, practicing, role playing with Brooke every night. I don't want to do this anymore. Do you want me to make $50,000 every couple months? Then we're doing role playing.
Mm-hmm.
You want me to make 15 grand next month? Well, yeah, then we're role playing. Tell me the payment's too high. Let me ask questions to figure out the real objection. Payment's too high. Well, is it because of something you saw? And you role play until it comes out like butter and there's nothing to it. Okay. All right. We'll stop there, Connor. Anything else?
I do not have anything else.
Message me anytime. I'm here for you to help and just keep doing what you're doing and just keep training and you're going to be just fine. And
Mm-hmm.
for anybody else out there that's thinking about doing a one-on-one, look at Connor. He's young, he's hungry, and he's putting in the work and the training to get to that next level. So, Connor, from my heart to yours, I do appreciate you hiring Poor2Pro.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Kyle.
Have a great night, sir.
You too.
Thank you. Bye.